Okay, what I want to talk about in this video journal is my Myers-Briggs type indicator. It's a personality test that I took in the final year of my undergrad, and I've kept it ever since. And I look back on it every once in a while because I got this book that came with it, so Types and Organizations, and I have a profile that sort of outlines what my answers showed and that sort of thing. So the type that I am is Enfj, so extroverted, intuitive, feeling, and judging. And I would say that I would agree very much with the type that I ended up getting. I just wanted to read what each of them were. So for extroversion, I direct energy toward the outer world of people and objects, and I think that is definitely true. I get energy from being around people, and I like being in big groups, and I'm not often alone. And the second one, intuition, says focusing on perceiving patterns and interrelationships. And I think just around that whole interrelationship piece, that's definitely true. The descriptive words of intuitive are abstract, imaginative, conceptual, theoretical, and original. And I'm not all of those things strongly, but I have parts of them. So that's that one. And then the F is feeling. And it was very clear that I was feeling, basing conclusions on personal or social values and a focus on harmony. And whereas the thinking, the other side of you're either a T or an F, as a focus on objectivity, and that's definitely not me. So interesting that harmony came out in this test, because I don't like conflict and don't like to ruffle feathers. And the words that describe me under feeling are empathetic, compassionate, accommodating, accepting, and tender. And then judging is preferring decisiveness and closure, versus perceiving, which is preferring flexibility and spontaneity. So I definitely, I like routine. I like knowing what's going to be happening. It says I'm systematic, planful, scheduled. I like my lists and staying organized and that sort of thing. So so that is my type. And then I just wanted to reflect a little bit on what that type means for me. My professor at the time told us that if you're an NF, then you're often considered, or people see NF people as being compassionate idealists. And I think some people would take that not as a compliment, but I do take it as a compliment. And I see that my compassion for people and my optimism and sort of rosy-colored glasses view on things, I see it as a benefit, and I see being optimistic as being a benefit. And I know that there are definitely cautions that go along with that, but that is, so that was kind of funny that that's what they're known to be. And then I just wanted to read about a few of the potential pitfalls. So it's from this book, Introduction to Type in Organizations. And the pitfalls are that I may idealize others and suffer from blind loyalty. And I can definitely see that happening. I notice when I go on placements, when I meet people, I believe everything that they say, and I trust them immediately. And it hasn't been a bad thing so far, but I think it is important to think critically about situations and people, and just, be strong in my own beliefs and not always have to be pleasing people or worrying about that. I may sweep problems under the rug when in conflict, and we talked about that with the harmony piece, that I avoid conflict. Absolutely. And sometimes that's not a good thing to do, because you have to stand up for what's right and for what you believe in, and if that means there's going to be conflict, then that does. And I also have a really negative, conception of what conflict is. And sometimes conflict can be really beneficial, because you learn about new ideas, and you hear a different perspective. So that's what, conflict is not necessarily bad, and that's something I'm trying to wrap my head around. And then I also may take criticism personally and be overly self-critical. And that's definitely a theme for me. I think I'm getting a lot better with accepting criticism, and I'm doing a better job at seeking out feedback. And on my last few placement evaluations, I've told my preceptor at midterm and then sometimes throughout the placement that I'm looking for more feedback and want to hear from them. But I've been so used to getting good feedback in my life, and I really, I enjoy that. And so when I do get constructive criticism, it's hard for me to hear, and I'm working really hard at not being defensive about getting that criticism. And seeing it as an opportunity to grow and learn. Um, so, yeah, anyways, that's all I have to say about being an ENFJ, and I look forward to seeing how it plays out as I continue on in more fieldwork placements and then as a entry-level professional. Thanks.